everyone, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Before we get into today's build of part 3 of the F-35A, I just want to say I've hit a milestone in this doing this YouTube. So I've hit over 100 subscribers. I mean, for me that's big. I was only expecting probably about 15 or something like that. I would have been happy with that, but you know what, it's not about the numbers really. It's about getting to know you guys out there and getting to know what you guys are doing out there in the modeling world and having that connection with people in the modeling world. So I do appreciate being on this channel and subscribing, viewing, liking. It's what makes it keep on going, I guess, and I'm over the moon with that. And I've got to also thank my wife for that too. She's the one that told me I should do my own YouTube instead of getting on and hassling her about all my models. So, and I've also too got to thank my son for editing all my videos. He's been a big part of this as well as you guys out there. So I very much appreciate subscribing, liking, and being part of my little world, I guess. So thank you very much for that. I very much appreciate it. But now we'll get on with the F-35A build, part 3. Before we start showing a few things of this, we did the back of it, the bottom of it. So was happy with the transfers really, because it was sort of like, I've watched a couple of other people where they buy the stickers, if you could say, and do the color, the RAM color, and then put the stickers on, then put the paint on next, and then peel off the stickers to reveal the RAM paint. But I wanted to use the decals, and I just wanted to see what it was like, see what the fuss was all about, and why people were not really using them. But we'll have a look and we'll see what you guys think of all this. Okay, this is what we've done on the bottom so far. I'll just move that across. I've done all the RAM decals on the bottom. I'll just grab out my tweezers here. Okay, done all the RAM transfers, decals, whatever you want to call them, on the bottom of this. So, and that took a long time to do, that did. So what we've got here is our RAM decals. Then what I did was, I'm doing the Australian version of this aircraft. So then put it on all my kangaroo there and there, and anything that has got to do with doing the Australian version of the aircraft, fighter plane aircraft. So what I've got here is, if I can see, so we've put on all our, as you can see there, our sensors are there as well, and all of our sensors there, and a few other bits and pieces along the, turn this guy over to the side, as you can see here, a few more transfers to be put on along the side. And we'll turn it over here. I'll just take these out because I don't need these in here at the moment. I haven't glued them on yet. And we'll turn it over here. As you can see, more of the transfers that went on. So that's good. I also want to show you this as well. This is our radar here. And that came up pretty good. I was stoked with the way that came up. If you can see that, hopefully you can see the radar that's in there over the glass bit. And I've got a photo of that which I'll put on as well, just to show you what it looks like before the cover went on. But today what we're going to do is we're going to be starting on this section here, putting all of our landing gears on, our covers for our weapons bay panels. We'll be putting them on today as well. And I've already put on, if I could grab the book here, as you could see in the book here, I've already put on these two side pieces, so our weapons side bay doors. So they're on that side. So they're on. And another thing too, I found very, very unusual with this model is, to me, they're pretty good, but I found that they were a little bit slack in this department, I feel. And what I mean by that is when you grab the sheets to what country you want to do this in, you got the sheet here. I'll just try and open that up a bit more so you can see. As you can see, you got the sheet here. Now, it seems funny how, so like here where I've highlighted in the orange texture that I've done the transfers, is that they didn't do the rest of the transfers, number the rest of the transfers. It's all like, you can see where the areas where I've marked. And by the way, if you're doing this in the Australian version, by all means take a photo of this, because I've marked out all the numbers on where all the transfers are got to go on this at the bottom of the fuselage. But I was a little bit disappointed how they marked some of it, the numbers, but then there's a lot of it when you're doing the Australian version that is not marked. So that's a bit disappointing. I mean, you can probably see up here that's marked here, but not down here. I just find that annoying, slack. Don't know why they did that. I expected I expected better from Tamiya to get this done, but I'm guessing it's like that with whatever country you're going to do, where they haven't marked them properly. I mean, it's all marked on the RAM transfers that you put on, so that's fine. But yeah, I just find that a bit annoying. But if you guys want to do on the Australian version, and some of it could be the exact same numbers on other countries that you're doing. So, but that's that if I was to have a grizzle, but that's that. So what I'll do is we'll bring this back over here. I'll get set up for all the pieces that we need. But what we'll do first is I'll show you what pieces I have done. I'll show you all the pieces that we're going to be doing today. Now, okay, here are our I'm trying to think of the word, J-dams, I think they're called. So we've done 2 of those, connected them on, so they're all glued on, pushed on, along with the clips here. As you can see, the clips, they are on as well. So our J-dams are done there. I'll just leave them there so you can have a closer look. And we've got our other here that'll be going in our, we'll put that back there, put that along the side there, where they'll be installed into the bomb bay department area. So they're done. If you want to have a bit of a closer look, so they're all done. I'm quite happy with them. They turned out pretty good. So we're installing those today, as well as this is our side door, and I bagged everything once I did it. This is our side door, so that'll go on our side door. It's all painted up, everything. This is for our ladder. When the ladder's not being used, that's it in the put it on in the closing position. So there's that. And I did do a lot of work to try and get to this stage. And then we've got one of our other side panels there, our sensor there, that's another sensor, as well as painted on the inside, another sensor inside here, and some transfers along here as well. Try and hold that up, as you can see there. So there's that as well. So I did a lot of preparing for this, for what we're going to be doing today. And there's nothing special about that one. That's another one of our side doors that we'll be putting on. And I won't go through it all. I'll just show you the parts as I'm probably putting them on, really. Which I think we might do that anyway. We might just get straight into it. I think there's nothing really special. Yeah, look, we might just get into it. How about that? Okay, what I've done is the front here. As we can see, our landing gear is finally installed, put in, along with our, I don't know what you call these pieces here, but that's in. That's got something to do with our hydraulic there, I think. And then we've got that piece there, and we installed a piece that goes along here, as well as our I don't know what you call these doors, landing gear covers. So they're in as well. And on the other side, we have our cover as well. I'm trying to make out the name, actually. There's a name on here, the pilot's name, but hopefully I can get to that a little bit later and show you. So that's all done, and now we'll get to what we'll do is we'll move forward from front to back and install the rest. Okay guys, I went through the book, and our next step was actually asking us to attach the main landing gear covers and the main landing gear, if I could put it that way. So that's our that was our next step. I'd already attached all these before. Bit of transfers, as you can see there, and a closer look, I suppose, at the our front there. Let's paint that green, and bit of transfers there, but it's coming up good. It's connecting up well at the moment, so quite surprising. And yeah, and it's all like our doors, as you can see there as well. So what have we got to do next, as I'm turning the pages here? We are attaching weapons bay cover parts, which are what I've got here. So we are attaching those, and then we'll see. I'll attach them and we'll see what they look like. Okay, that was our next step, is to attach weapons bay cover parts. So they slid in there quite nicely, as you can see. I turn that around there. Yeah, yep, you can see that there, right along there. So that's attached there, and it's also the same the other side, which is, I'm trying to swing that around so you guys can see that. as you can see it right there, right along there. Just two simple parts that snap into place there, went in quite well. So then what we've got to do after that is attach. Now it's saying not to glue this. We're attaching now our central weapons bay covers. So it's saying not to, this is going to be, which is something to do with, oh yeah, right here, right along here. This is where those two rods are going to come into it. So I've got to push the rods in. So we'll see what that looks like once it's done. Okay, here we have our inner side part of our attaching our central weapons bay covers. So that's them there. So sorry, going out of face, them there, and the other side as well. So yeah, I don't know why it didn't ask us to glue these in, but they did snap in pretty well. So they're not going to go anywhere. Happy with that. So on to the next part, which is going to tell us to install our central weapons bay cover parts. They are these parts here. We've got a left hand side and a right hand side part there. As you can see there, it's marked L for left, and this one's got marked R for right. So I've painted all them up and put it together. So that's what it's asked us to do there. Then what it did is to ask us to assemble our central weapons bay cover parts again, which are these two parts. It asks us to paint in white as well. So they're those two parts there, which it's going to ask us to do these parts first, which I will install them now. They're going to go, I'm looking at the book now, so they're going to go somewhere in here. So I'll put them in, and I'll put these in as well, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, that was a bit of a toughie getting those in. So we've got our parts there, as I was explaining before. So they're in now, same as the other side. Yes, try and get, yep, they're in now. So put them in. They were a bit tough to get in, but they're in. So now what we're going to do is, obviously I'm going through the book here now. It tells me to do our JDAMs, put them together, paint them up. Our armorons, do them, paint them up. So now we're going to install our bombs. So we'll get that done. We'll put them in the middle and see what they look like. Okay, installing our bombs now. So that's all looking good. I thought I'd turn on a bit more brighter light, even though it's still flickering a little bit. So we've got them in there. Looking great, actually. They look superb. The only thing is they're covering up all the work that I've done on the inside. So, but oh well, you can't have everything, I guess. So we'll move on to the next bit. Okay, now I've installed our, what have we got? What did I install here? I don't even know myself. Oh yes, attaching the outer weapons bay covers. But what it's said to do, now we've got that all done. There are our two outer weapons bay covers. You can see here how it told me to paint this rod white. If you can see that, I'm going to leave it that color, the natural steel color. I don't know, I kind of like it like this. I don't know, what do you guys think? It just looks more better, I think, rather than painting white. Otherwise I'd have to paint that white now. If you're going to want to paint it white, I suggest that you put it in first, then paint it white, because you're just going to scrape off the white if you paint it first before putting it in. But that's going to be pretty much it for part 3 of this. It's coming along really well. I'm really happy with it and stoked with this. So yeah, so thought I'd give you a bit more better look at that from a different angle. So that's it, with it standing up in the way, and just a overall look. I mean, it really does pop with the white. It does. So really happy with that. You know, it's this one's gonna better prepare me for when I do the F-35B, when I do that one. But that is that. Happy with the shine on it, even though it may look too glossy on the video, but it's when this thing's flying in the air and the sun really hits it, it really pops. So this is what I'm trying to get with this fighter plane, is get that pop. As you can see, it's sort of like the shine there. That's what I'm trying to get, as in that. But happy with it. But anyway, I'll just place that back down there. What we've got coming up, like I said, I'm going to do part 4 of this, which is going to be more the bombs underneath the pylons we're going to do for the bombs. So, and then we'll continue on to the back of it, and then we'll get stuck into the top of the rest of the ram. Yeah, the rest of the ram transfers we'll put on it, and yeah, they're not too bad to put on. Overall, they're not too bad. They go on well. They sink into the plane well, if you know what I mean. But otherwise, it's come along fantastic. Couldn't be happy with it. But otherwise, what we got coming up too is I've got to get on with a MotoGP bike, the rare one that I put on about a month ago, I think it was. So I've got to get stuck into that one. As you can see behind me, got to get stuck into that. And also what we've got coming up too is, you probably want to stay tuned for this one, is one of the worst models I've ever done. And you know, I'm glad to see the back of it. It's nearly finished. I'm glad to see the back of it. So you want to stay tuned for that one. It's the worst model I've ever done. But yeah. Otherwise, I'll catch you later and have a good week.